reviewing the fourth Marvel movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Thor. Now, if you've not seen this series before, basically I review Marvel movies, and I give you my opinion on the story, the characters, and the action. And today we are doing that with Thor. So, yeah. I think I'm just trying to see if I can get the thumbnail up. Well, there we are. There we go. And then we'll get into TV. I'm just trying to get the thumbnail out there. Never mind, I'll do that later because it's not wanting to save. It's not wanting to save, so that's annoying. But yeah. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing that I did with the Iron Man 2 review. I'm gonna play a game while I talk about the movie. Um and yeah, so you guys can have some action. Because obviously I can't show footage of the movie because obviously one I don't want to edit that in and I don't want to make videos on because the editing takes forever. But yeah, this is how I do things. This is how I do my thing. I talk about movie, but that's no footage. So yeah, we'll start with the story of this movie. So this story is actually pretty good. It's not overly complicated, unlike Iron Man 2, which is very overly complicated. So yeah, the story of this movie is pretty simple. Basically, Thor wants to be king, but he can't because Odin, his father, says he can't, and thinks he's not ready to become king. Obviously. So he sets up a bunch of his friends, including the Warriors 3 and Loki, his brother. They go to fight the Frost Giant army and basically destroy half their planet without any help from Odin. Odin shows up and he is very angry at Thor because he stops their peace. Well, they weren't really at peace, but they stopped. They obviously stopped the peace that Asgard was at. So, yes, so because of this, Odin casts Thor out and sends him to Earth, and sets his hammer off with him. Well, not with him, but sets his hammer off. To find someone else who's worthy. And this creates a whole collective of people who are trying to pull the hammer because they need to figure out if they're worthy or not. Meanwhile, Thor, who has now fallen to Earth, has been met by 3 individuals. What are their names? I completely forgot the woman's name. I've actually forgotten the woman's name. Oh yeah, okay. They were met by Jane, Darcy, and Eric Selvig. Jane is a scientist who looks at natural discoveries. Like this. Darcy is the tech guy, and Eric Selvig is the crazy scientist guy. So Jane is the normal scientist, and Eric is the crazy scientist. Basically. And Thor immediately starts finding his hammer. He immediately wants to find his hammer. But Jane, Darcy, and Eric don't understand who he is. He doesn't believe They don't believe anything about who he is until they see the hammer, which Thor tries to pull, but he of course is unworthy of it all. Meanwhile, Loki, who has been pulling a bunch of strings, has now become king of Asgard because he set Odin off to sleep. And wants the Frost Giants now come over to Asgard. Because now he wants to have the cold frozen thing, which freezes people. Heimdall doesn't like this, but he has to because Loki's the king. So the Warriors 3, led by Sylvie, Civ, decide to go over to Earth and save Thor. Heimdall agrees because obviously he doesn't like this. He doesn't like the Loki being king. So, yeah. Yeah, they come to save Thor, and then Loki shows up with the Destroyer, which is a big thing of metal that it's a big thing of metal that shoots out like fire lasers. And Thor, knowing that he's not worthy, gets everyone far away, and basically just commits to it and tells Loki to stop, and tells him basically to take his life instead. So Thor almost dies, but then Mjolnir finds its person, and Mjolnir realizes that it's Thor. Still, Thor is still worthy, even though he has shown many times to not be worthy. But now he is because he saved a bunch of people. So, Thor fights the Destroyer in his normal form. The Destroyer gets exploded. And then Thor returns to Asgard to rightfully stop Loki. They fight. Thor eventually wins, but in the consequence, Thor has to break the Rainbow Bridge. Means he can never see Jane again. And then Odin wakes up and picks both Thor and Loki up from falling into space because they were gonna fall. And Loki lets go because he doesn't want this life. He doesn't want this second-hand family life. So yeah, he leaves, and that is basically the movie. Well, yeah, that's basically the story. So yeah, I actually like the story. This is a really good story. It has actually good build-up. It actually has character development, and the story is actually very important. It's a very important story. It tells us that there's more than just Earth. There's more than just the normal world. There are the 9 worlds, obviously, which we obviously now have Asgard and the Frost Giants realm, which opens up the gates for a bunch of our planets. He's shown. So yeah, this story's quite good. And then we have obviously the post-credit scene that teases Avengers with Loki surviving, and then Shield having the Tesseract, which we learn a lot about in the next movie. So yeah. Now I've talked a lot about the story. Let's talk about the characters. Starting with Thor. So I think Thor is a great character. He's funny and he's able to be serious when he needs to be. He is the perfect blend of serious and funny in this movie. I love the scene where he drops the cups and wants another, and that's an amazing scene. And you know, his character development of wanting to be king and wanting to be this brave warrior, and then realizing that that's not really all that life is. You can be more than just a brave hero, and you can be selfless and caring. See, all he cared about before he came to Earth was being king, because he wanted to be king. And then when he gets offered to be king, he decides not to because he is now selfless and cares about everyone around him. Next up, let's talk about Jane Foster. I think she is a pretty good character actually. In this movie, she is good. In this movie, she's used well in this movie as like as Thor's love interest and as an explainer to Thor as what Earth is basically about. And yeah, I think she's the right character. She's not like amazing, but she's not going to make you like scream in the cinema, but she is alright. And her two assistants, Darcy and Eric, they're fine. They're fine characters. They sometimes get funny moments, but they're not necessarily disgusting or anything. Yep. They're basically they're not great characters. They got some funny moments, but besides that, they're not really that good in this movie. Next up, let's talk about Loki. I think Loki is a good villain in this movie. He's only good in this movie. He doesn't necessarily get to the point that he is later on in this movie. He is just okay. He seems a bit, you know, petty or, you know, a bit like whiny in this movie. But the lines that he has are great. Like I love the line when he says, "I might want to meet this little girl of yours myself." Obviously, meaning Jane. Which is, yeah, that's great. And then we have Odin, Thor's father, and also Loki, well, Loki's adopted father. I think Odin is fine. He's not amazing, but he is a great character. He is obviously very important. And yeah, he's still really good. And then we have Heimdall, who's still pretty good. I love how he doesn't deal with it in his first movie, but he's always there. He's always a looming thing, because obviously he can watch the Nine Realms. He sees everything that happens. And he can also use the sword to open the Bifrost. Technically. And then finally, as for the Warriors 3, they are alright. They are fine. They don't get like a key big moment, but they are alright. So those are your characters. Let's talk about the action. Now, there's a few action scenes that I really come back to this movie. The first one is the one where Thor breaks into the SHIELD compound where Mjolnir is obviously him and fights SHIELD agents. And obviously Hawkeye hunts him down as well. Oh, I forgot to talk about Hawkeye. Hawkeye is fine in this movie. He's fine. He gets one scene, but yeah. Yeah, that action scene is great. And then you obviously get the scene at the end where he fights Loki. That's a great scene. And I think the scene against the Frost Giant is also quite decent as well. So yeah, there's a bunch of good action sequences in this movie. There's three good ones I would say. If you want to skip to action sequences, those three are pretty good. Now let's get into the final ranking. So I give this movie a solid B tier. But I don't give it higher is because even though it sets up this this world quite well, it doesn't really have the setup of other Marvel movies, even though it doesn't need to. It should be able to say, hey, this is the reason that Nick Fury decided to create weapons of mass destruction, but we don't figure that out until Avengers. We don't figure that out until Avengers, so that doesn't really work, but this movie can still stand its own enough to be decent. and I'm giving this movie a solid 6.5 out of 10. It's really that's a good movie, and yeah. So yeah, that's my review of 4. We're not gonna end the stream yet because I've just entered another game. So I'm gonna see if I can try and get this win, and then I'll end the stream. But yeah, that was the review segment. If you want to leave now, you can. If you want to, or you can just watch me play this game. So the next movie is obviously Captain America: First Avenger, and I asked you guys in a community post like half an hour ago if you guys want to see the shows, and I kind of don't really want to do the shows because they're just kind of a bit complicated, and I don't really want to get into them. But I do enjoy making these videos. I really enjoy making them. I don't mind doing shows. I enjoy a good amount of them, so I wouldn't mind watching them again just for reviewing them. But you know, obviously, don't want to review the shows because I don't want these to be too long. I don't want these reviews to be too long. If I make reviews for the shows, then the streams just can get longer. Like I think the review for One Division would be like at least half an hour. If I need to go through a lot more stuff in that. But you know, you know, it's not up to me. It's up to you. So I'm asking you guys, do you want me to do the shows? If not, then that's perfectly fine. Obviously, better for me because I'm able to make the here's the simple reviews of the movies, and okay, and basically just continue as planned. But if you want me to do shows, I will. I will do shows. If you want me to. So yeah, that is it for today's stream. Sorry I was a bit short, but obviously these are the reviews. I think a longer stream will come out on Sunday. Captain America: First Avenger will be out on Monday probably, because I'm not in college on that day. But Sunday, I think we might I know what I'll do on Sunday. I'll update you guys when I get a plan for that. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Subscribe if you want to see more content. I uploaded the video a few hours ago on Geometry Dash, so go watch that if you want to. Yeah, and I'll see you guys on Sunday for another stream, maybe another video on that day as well. So yeah, bye.